They tried again to negotiate with me, but my reply left him speechless. Not with respect or partnership, but with threats disguised as business proposals. Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, the man who built an empire on African cobalt, the man whose Tesla stock crashed 37% in 1 hour after I made one decision, one announcement, one declaration that changed everything. He thought he could negotiate with me. He thought his wealth gave him leverage. He thought I would bend because every African leader before me had bent. Let me tell you exactly what happened, because this isn't speculation, this isn't rumor, this is documented fact. We have the recordings, we have the proposals, we have his threats. We have everything. It started few days ago, after I nationalized Burkina Faso's cobalt mines, after I seized control of the deposits that American corporations had been extracting for decades, after I took back what belonged to our people and told Western mining companies their era of exploitation was over. Cobalt, the element that powers every electric vehicle battery, the mineral that makes Tesla possible, the resource that Elon Musk's entire empire depends on. 68% of the world's cobalt comes from the Democratic Republic of Congo, another 15% comes from Burkina Faso, and I just took control of our 15%. The announcement was simple, direct, unambiguous. Effective immediately, all cobalt mining operations in Burkina Faso are under state control. All existing contracts with foreign corporations are void. All extraction will now serve Burkinabe interests first, global markets second. I made that announcement at 9 a.m. Ouagadougou time. By 10 a.m., mining company stocks were falling. By 11 a.m., Tesla stock was in freefall. By noon, Elon Musk had lost $42 billion in personal wealth in 3 hours. Tesla stock crashed 37% in 1 hour, the fastest single-hour collapse in the company's history. Not because of production problems, not because of competition, not because of technology failures, but because an African president decided his country's resources belonged to his country's people. The panic was immediate, spectacular, predictable. American mining executives called the State Department. The State Department called the White House. The White House called the CIA. The CIA called their assets in West Africa. Everyone was scrambling to understand what I'd done and how to reverse it. But I wasn't reversing anything. I was just beginning. Within 24 hours, I received 7 calls from Western officials, the French ambassador, the American chargé d'affaires, a German economic envoy, a British trade representative, all of them with the same message, delivered with varying degrees of diplomatic courtesy. Mr. President, you need to reconsider this decision. The economic consequences will be severe. The international response will be harsh. Your country cannot survive this isolation. I told them all the same thing. Burkina Faso survived colonialism. We survived structural adjustment. We survived your sanctions when I expelled your military bases. We'll survive controlling our own cobalt. Then, on the 3rd day, I received a different kind of call. Not from a government official, not from a diplomat, not from a traditional power broker, but from Elon Musk himself. My assistant came into my office at 4 p.m. She said, "Mr. President, Elon Musk is requesting a video call with you. His team says it's urgent. They say he wants to discuss the cobalt situation directly." I smiled, actually smiled, because I'd been expecting this. I knew that once the diplomatic pressure failed, once the government channels proved ineffective, once the traditional approaches didn't work, they'd send him, the billionaire, the innovator, the man who thinks his wealth makes him untouchable and his success makes him irresistible. I said, "Tell him I'm available tomorrow at 10 a.m., 1 hour, no staff, just him and me, and make sure we record everything." The next morning, I sat in my office, alone. No advisors, no ministers, no security detail visible, just me and a camera and a secure video connection to the richest man in the world. Elon Musk appeared on screen at exactly 10 a.m. He was in what looked like a Tesla facility. Clean, modern, expensive, everything designed to project power and success and inevitability. He started with charm. That's always how they start, with smiles and compliments and attempts to establish rapport. He said, "President Traoré, thank you for taking this call. I've been following your leadership with great interest. What you're doing in Burkina Faso is remarkable, truly transformative." I said nothing, just looked at him, waited. He continued, I wanted to reach out directly because I think there's been a misunderstanding. Tesla isn't like the old mining companies. We're not exploiters. We're partners in the transition to sustainable energy. We're trying to save the planet. I said, by extracting cobalt from Africa at prices that barely compensate us for the environmental destruction your mining creates? He paused, recalculated, shifted approach. I understand your concern, and I think we can address it. That's why I'm calling. I want to propose a new arrangement, a real partnership. One that benefits Burkina Faso significantly. I said, I'm listening. He leaned forward, enthusiastic, animated, like he was pitching to investors. Here's what I'm proposing. Tesla will pay double the current market rate for Burkina Faso cobalt. We'll invest $500 million in local infrastructure. We'll build a battery manufacturing facility in Ouagadougou that creates 10,000 jobs. We'll transfer technology. We'll train workers. We'll make Burkina Faso a key part of the global electric vehicle supply chain. He paused, waiting for my reaction. Expecting gratitude, anticipating acceptance. I said no. He blinked, confused, like he'd misheard. No? I don't think you understand the offer. This is $500 million in direct investment. This is technology transfer. This is job creation. This is exactly what African leaders say they want. I said, what African leaders say they want and what Africa actually needs are different things. You're offering me money to continue extracting our cobalt. I'm telling you the extraction stops unless it serves our interests first. He shifted again, less charm now, more directness. President Traoré, let me be frank. Tesla needs cobalt. The electric vehicle industry needs cobalt. The transition to sustainable energy needs cobalt. If Burkina Faso cuts off supply, you're not just hurting Tesla, you're hurting the planet. I laughed, actually laughed, because the audacity was breathtaking. I said, let me be frank too, Mr. Musk. For decades, Western companies extracted African resources while telling us it was for our own good, for development, for progress, for civilization. Now you're extracting our resources while telling us it's to save the planet. Different rhetoric, same exploitation. I said, you want to save the planet? Start by paying fair prices for African resources. Start by leaving African environments undamaged. Start by ensuring African communities benefit from African minerals. Start by treating us like partners instead of mines to be exploited. His expression changed. The charm disappeared completely. Now I was seeing the real Elon Musk, the man who doesn't accept no, the man who's accustomed to getting what he wants, the man who thinks his wealth gives him the right to demand rather than request. He said, you're making a mistake, a serious mistake. Tesla has alternatives. We can source cobalt from other countries. We can develop new battery technologies that use less cobalt. We can work around Burkina Faso, and when we do, your cobalt becomes worthless, your leverage disappears, your economy suffers. I said, is that a threat, Mr. Musk? He said, it's reality, it's market forces, it's the consequence of your decision. I'm trying to offer you a partnership before those consequences materialize. I'm trying to help you avoid a disaster. I leaned forward, looked directly into the camera, made sure he could see my eyes, made sure he understood I wasn't intimidated, made sure he knew his threats were meaningless. I said, Mr. Musk, few days ago, NATO tried to assassinate me with a drone strike. They fired Hellfire missiles at my convoy. They tried to kill me because I demanded sovereignty. They failed. I survived, and I exposed them to the entire world. I said, you think I'm afraid of market forces? You think I'm intimidated by the threat of worthless cobalt? You think I'm concerned about economic consequences? I've already survived people trying to kill me. Your threats about stock prices and market dynamics are nothing. I said, here's what's going to happen. Burkina Faso will control its cobalt. We will decide who gets access. We will set the prices. We will determine the terms. We will ensure our people benefit. And if that means Tesla has to pay more, find alternatives, or develop new technologies, that's your problem, not mine. He was silent,